Everyday boldness. Everyday brains. Everyday beauty. Your Everyday Woman Show. Here to entertain and inform. She's Meek Brown.
Welcome to the new season of the Meek Brown Show. Today we have two guests with us, Councilwoman Tamika Isaac Devine and Kamani Davis of Why Not You Too. It was a pleasure asking Tamika Isaac Devine to be on my show today because we have so many things going on in our community that's involving women, entrepreneurship, and women empowerment. And as you may know, or if you do not know, Tamika Isaac Devine wears many, many hats. She's a mother, she's council city woman, she's a new mother actually, she's an attorney, but there's so many things that she does, and I look forward to you hearing many of her experiences as well as her story that can uplift you as well as it has uplifted me. Also, Kamani Davis, CEO and founder of Why Not You Too, has partnered with Mayor Benjamin on a going back to school bash at Community Spirit Park. Now, this is an awesome event because we have some single mothers out there, or if you're just a parent, I'm wondering, school supplies have become so expensive, and then we know that children have a list of school supplies that they have to get. It's not just a piece of paper, it's just not pencils anymore. They have to get spiral notebooks, they have to get certain type of pencils, they have to get highlighters, and this event can help with that. And if you do not have transportation, they have a transportation organization that they partner with that can help you get to the event, and that event will take place August the 6th from 2 to 5, but you'll get that information coming up next on the Meek Brown Show. Once again, that's the new season of the Meek Brown Show. Stay tuned. Today in the studio on the Meek Brown Show, we have the lovely Councilwoman Tamika Isaac Devine. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, Meek. How are you?
I'm doing good. Now, the first question I have to ask, because you are such a busy woman, why did you choose to come on the Meek Brown Show?
Well, first of all, you asked, and so I cannot say no to you. I support everything that you do. So a lovely woman, and I just believe that we need to support each other. And when you asked, I said, okay, I will definitely be there.
You did, within a second, and I just thought I was a star at that point. So let's continue. I'm really happy you decided to do this because, one time I spoke with you about doing an event last year, and I said that when we were both at Brooklyn and you were running for councilwoman, and I reached out to you.
And I like to keep going, but I feel like if God is pushing you in a way and you have a passion for it and you can do it, then you should. And so for me, work-life integration is just a way of life. I feel like there should not be anything that a woman feels like you can't do. And you shouldn't have to sacrifice a very stable and happy, fulfilled home and personal life because you want to have a very high-achieving professional career.
Correct.
And I don't think that you should choose in your career, I can't go after that position or I can't do that because I need to be home. Mm-hmm. And so, I feel like I at an early age was always advised that I could do anything I set my mind to.
So was I.
And so I've learned the way to do that. And so that's really kind of how I do it. And then I try and share that knowledge and expertise with others.
And I understand the difference is, though, you have to have, especially if you're married, a supporting family, whether it's your mom, your brother, your sister, your kids, definitely your spouse. So how do you guys make that work? And I understand he's a busy man. how do you guys put that together? Do you actually sit down and make weekly schedules, or do he sometimes say, okay, look, you're too busy, I got the kids today? How do you guys make that work?
It's a partnership. I mean, it is definitely having each other's back. And so my husband is wonderful. He is truly my best friend, and we support each other. And yeah, we do make schedules, and people laugh at that, but it helps a lot. So we sit down on Sunday evenings after church, and we go over the week's schedule, what he has to do, what I have to do, what the kids have to do, and we make sure that we work that out together. And then we have a supporting network as well. We've got friends, we've got my mom.
Absolutely.
And so that helps a lot as well. And we support everything that each other does.
I think that's a blessing because, you know, when I speak to different relationships or people in relationships, couples, the main thing I hear, of course, is from the woman. And she says, well, I can't do that because, you know, my husband wouldn't understand. Or if I'm not home by a certain time to cook dinner, or if I'm not home to pick up the kids in time, they don't feel like they don't have the support or the backing, or they feel like it's a challenge between home life and work life, or home life and trying to build your brand, or home life and becoming an entrepreneur. So everything you just hit on, many women wish they had.
It is really, I know that I'm very blessed, but I also think that we as women, we need to understand that God will give us what we need. And if you are a woman that is high achieving, if you are really strong in building your brand or building your career and other things, and you are in a relationship or you are with someone who does not support your dreams and your goals, then maybe you shouldn't be with that person. And so I will say that, and I tell the story sometimes, my husband and I met when I was campaigning the very first time.
Okay.
And
I remember that.
I was not dating anyone at the time, and it was funny because he came and he asked me out, and several guys had asked me out, and I would make the comment that, well, I am focused right now on my goal of becoming councilwoman, and so I'm not dating right now, and you know, maybe after the election. And I had so many guys who did not accept that,
They didn't understand that. Like, how dare you?
Yeah, and they felt like, you know, and one guy even told me, he said, well, you make time for what you want to. So I said, well, yeah, then obviously I don't want to make time for you.
I like that.
And so, you know, but my husband, when he and I met and he asked me out, I told him the same thing. I'm very focused on my career. He said, well, I respect that. I like a woman with goals. And he said, can I be your friend? And can I support you and work on your campaign?
He knew how to work it, didn't he?
He became a volunteer on my campaign. And we joke about that now, but it was really fun because we got to know each other as friends. And then he knew what my goal was, and he always supported me. And so that's why it was very important. So when we moved into a dating relationship, I knew that he supported my goals, and he knew that I was a go-getter, and I was not. I wasn't somebody who's going to sit at home and not go after what I wanted.
And neither of you had to say, okay, she do too much, she's competing with me, or he's doing a little too much, why are we competing? You found a way to bring it together. And you guys are a powerful couple here, or not only in Columbia, but you are considered a powerful couple, and you are definitely admired by so many. So that's a lot of admiration, you know, on your behalf. Now tell me about the summit that you recently did. Yeah, I want to know more about that.
Well, I hosted with the city. I hosted a women's summit, and it was a phenomenal experience. You know, sometimes you have something in your mind and you really want to do something, but you're not sure how it's going to be received or really what the participation is going to be like. But I will tell you that we planned for 200 ladies, and we had to actually cut off registration because we got the 200 registered, and we had an awesome day of empowerment. I was the keynote speaker, and I talked about what the goals and the vision are for the city, because I am, again, very goal oriented, very vision oriented, and I believe in it. If you have it plain in your mind where you want to go, then you will achieve it. And so I wanted to really map out where we're going in the city and get support and buy-in and ownership from the women in the Midlands. And so we had a fabulous day, and we ended with a lot of excitement around the vision.
Because I don't remember getting that email, but I'll make sure I go back and check. But I bet you I'll get one next time.
I will make sure you get one next time.
Okay, now would this be a yearly event that you're going to do?
You know,
or quarterly?
I have not quite decided. You know, honestly, it was going to be a one-time deal, a one and done kind of thing. But Yeah, but the energy was so amazing, and so many women I'm still getting emails and calls reaching out to me saying this was fabulous. We enjoyed it. We actually ran out of time in some of the discussion of some of the issues, because my biggest thing is I really want women to get more involved.
Absolutely.
Whether it is running for public office, whether it is running their neighborhood associations, it is starting businesses and then doing business in the city and growing their business in the city. Whatever it is, I want women more involved in the fabric of the city of Columbia, and so that's why we hosted it, and it was fabulous.
So other than the event you hosted, is there a way, say if you got a young woman sitting home right now listening to us, like, darn, if I could do half of what they're doing, or how can I get involved with projects that are going on in the city? Do they reach out to you? Because some people just don't know who to reach out to get the information they need to even start anything. What's your advice on that?
Oh, my advice would definitely be reach out to me. I mean, I have particularly women, but I have people all the time reaching out to me, and I might not always be the person who can directly help them, but I can direct them to where they need to be. But certainly, especially with women, young women, I want you to get involved. And from the city's aspect, we have boards, we have commissions, we have I do interns and volunteers on not just my campaign, but some of the policy things that I do with the city. And so there's lots of ways to get involved. So I would just encourage them to reach out to me. And if I can't help them directly, I will direct them in the right place.
Well, this is what I'm going to do. When we leave from here today, I'm going to email you, and I want to know the whole list of what's going on and how women can get involved. And then when you send me that, I'm going to be the first one to volunteer, and then I'm going to constantly give that information on the show so we can get up from out the house, come join us.
That'd be great.
Okay with that?
I love
that's
that.
what we're going to do. Maybe we need to have like a walk-a-thon or something to get these women out the house. And if you got kids, bring the kids too. But you can't just sit there. You have to do something.
Exactly.
You have to do something. Now, as far as your public speaking, I know you actually do that as a business. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. We got good stuff with Tamika Isaac Divine. Go ahead, Tamika.
Well, really, a couple years ago, I started. Actually, my husband and I started a public speaking, coaching, and consulting firm called the Possibilities Institute. And the reason we named it that is really, I'm a firm believer that any and everything is possible when you put God first and when you believe in yourself and your abilities. And so that's why we came up with the name Possibilities Institute. And it really was, it was birthed out of people always asking, either for me to come speak somewhere or asking, Tamika, can you help me with this project and do that? And I felt like, I'm doing it already. And I'm a firm believer that every person needs to have multiple streams of income. Right. Everybody always hears that. And I am an attorney, and I don't plan to stop practicing. I do have city council, but I felt like, having this business is another opportunity for me to help and empower women, but also, use it as another stream of income. So the Possibilities Institute is almost 2 years old, and it's been a phenomenal experience as well. I've been able to speak all across this country, particularly to women groups, to share lots of things. I've shared personal experiences. I've shared leadership tools and tips. I've shared about being a woman in elected office. And primarily right now, I'm focused on that work-life integration. And so the coaching part of it is I work with women and they work with me one-on-one or sometimes in a group on how can they achieve work-life integration. People are always saying, kind of how you asked, how do you do it all? How do you wear all these hats and keep going and keep going? Well, I have been able to at least learn some tips and develop some tips and strategies on how to be very successful, career-oriented, but also be a very, very present mom. And I post all the time about my kids.
And I do too.
My kids are first, and we go at it. And so I want people to have that same type of thing, because I feel like we all have a legacy to leave. But so many times people just tell themselves, or they believe that they can't do it because one thing or another. So hopefully, and when women work with me, I teach them these strategies, and then they can then implement that in their own lives and then have that work-life integration.
Do you ever find yourself, now that you've been doing public speaking, that you get a little overwhelmed, and do you have to say no to some projects? Or because you've been busy lately, I've been watching, and since you guys have started a public speaking business, many people have called on you. So how do you handle the yeses versus the no's, or does it depend on what project it is or who's asking you? How do you determine that?
It depends. It depends. Again, I'm very passionate about a lot of issues, and so if it really resonates with my spirit and I'm passionate about it, I'm usually trying to figure out a way to get it done. Other than that, typically I have a wonderful, fabulous executive assistant, and she helps a lot with managing my calendar and helping me kind of figure out what projects that I can physically take on.
Okay.
And then from there, I just really kind of figure out what balances. And then another work-life integration tool, I also figure out kind of what works with my family as well. So sometimes I'll get invited to a speaking engagement, and it may be something that might not completely be in my wheelhouse, but it allows my family to travel to a place that we've not been, or it's something really positive for my kids, and so there's a benefit for everybody.
That's really good. Now, as far as the young ladies in our community who can always utilize the tools that you present, how can they get in touch with you? Do they also email you and say, Miss Tamika, I need some guidance. I need a mentor. How do you handle that? How do they get in touch with you to actually progress that process?
Well, I have a website. It's www.possibilitiesinstitute.com.
Okay.
And then, of course, I'm also on Facebook and Twitter. And so typically, if I have anybody who's interested, I get them to go to the website. And on the website, I actually have a questionnaire. People can say kind of what they're working on, what they're looking for.
Okay.
And I always tell people, I pride myself in not being somebody who is trying to get clients for the purposes of getting clients.
Correct.
I work with, we talk and we figure out whether or not we're a good fit. And if someone wants to work with me, then we figure out a way. It's not always about the money, and so I have products in different price points. So
That's
it may
good.
be, someone may want to work with me one-on-one, but can't really afford that investment right now.
There's always
but then,
possibilities.
but then I have other things that I do, the group coaching that's a lower price point, and I've got some online courses that someone can use. Or sometimes people are talking to me, and as we're talking, I feel like, okay, I'm probably not the best person to help you with that. Whatever you're working on might not be, where my expertise lies, and so then I try and help them get somewhere else. But especially being a leadership mentor, a lot of people are like, well, what is a leadership mentor? And, I've been able to be, someone that people look up to, and I'm very humbled by that, and I don't take that for granted. And so what I try and do is share my expertise with people. And so when they reach out to me on the website, it may not be working directly with me, but it may be, me mentoring you.
Or working someone who work with you.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Do you ever, what are some other projects you've been thinking about? I can see you in the future maybe writing a book, or, letting women know from your past experiences to where you've gotten. We know it hasn't always been easy, but we do know you have an addition to your life as well, to your home, and we're also happy about that. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so how did you push forward even from that, and now continue to push forward? What helps you stay focused? What helps you remain faithful? What are those?
Wow, that's a loaded question. So as far as projects and things and writing a book, actually my husband and I, we did write a book. It's called Born into Heaven, and it is about the loss of our son. And so what we share in that book is called Born into Heaven, Lessons of Love, Faith, and Reclaiming Your Joy in the Midst of a Storm. And what we wanted to share with people is that life is not easy. You will experience storms. Unfortunately, it might be a loss of a loved one. It might be an illness. It may be a loss of a relationship that means a lot to you. Ours particularly was the loss of our son, who was stillborn on my 28th week of pregnancy. And so we shared that story and how we came through that and how God has brought us through. And that book actually is a lot of times we speak together as a couple, and we speak about the lessons we learned and what's in our book. And so we did share that. As far as other projects, I'm currently actually working on another book, and that book is going to be for specifically for women. And
How did I know that?
and so I'm sharing my leadership experience and my tips for women leaders, and how do you really achieve the happiness and fulfillment you need in your life. And so with that, that's my current project. And people have asked, will my husband and I write another book now that we have our rainbow baby, Jameson? He's 5 months old now, and so just that how faithful God is, and that we wondered when we lost our first son, wasn't not in in the cards for us to be parents to a son. And God spoke to us both then, and He said, I will grant the desires of your heart. And at 44, I had a baby. And so most people are like, oh my gosh. And so we will probably share that story as well. Yes, ma'am. I'm 44.
I'm not 44, but okay, I can have one more so my son can have a sibling. Okay.
Well, the interesting part is even through that journey, I've had women reach out to me saying, I'm over 40 and I've always thought that I shouldn't have children after 40. And, so I've shared with them that experience and how what a blessing that's been.
Right.
And yeah, I'm an older mom, but it's been, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Well, and I think that if maybe we can stop teens from having babies and maybe get more involved in things that we're doing, maybe we'll have more women like you who go and get their career started and then think of having kids. I think that would be great. That's good advice to give to kids. So I look forward to working on something like that with you in the future. This has been awesome. This is the new season of the Meek Brown Show, so I'm so happy to have you on here as being my first guest. But you guys did hear what she said and why she chose to be on the Meek Brown Show. They heard you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we don't have to go through that again. No, but thank you so very much. I look forward to meeting with you. Anytime you have anything going on, call me. You'll be sitting right here next to me, and I just feel honored that you decided to come on Meek Brown Show today.
Thank you. It's
so
been a
very
pleasure.
much. Thank you so very much. Next in the studio, we have Kamani Davis, founder of Why Not You Too. Kamani, tell me more about your program and how it was established.
My nonprofit organization is Why Not You Too, and we specialize in job and life skill development for people with barriers to employment. We assist them with job preparation, job placement. We also do early childhood intervention and youth and young adult mentoring. We actually started the program in 2012 after the death of my brother.
Okay.
And this program was one, a way to honor him, but also a way to support some of the individuals who struggle to get a job and often get drawn back into street life. So when we originated, that was what we wanted to do, to assist people in that manner.
Okay, now when you say that's what we wanted to do, you're the founder, but then
Yes,
you
ma'am.
just had family members to help you, outside people in the community? How did all that take place?
A combination of outside people in the community, some family members, a lot of friends, some individuals who I had previously worked with also supported me in it. So I use the word we because now we're an organization that usually has up to 40 volunteers working with us at separate times. So I call them it's an us.
And before we got on air, this is established not only in Columbia, but in a few other places as well.
We actually do it in New York as well.
Okay.
That's where I'm originally from, Yonkers, New York. So we also do it in New York as well.
Okay. Now, how did you partner with Mayor Benjamin? Tell me how that collaboration came about.
Mayor Benjamin was looking to do a back-to-school event as well this year, and I actually reached out to him to tell him about what we had done last year as far as using Spirit Communications program during the back-to-school event. And I sent him mostly photos of what it was, and then they reached back out and said that they thought it would be a great idea for us to partner.
Oh, that is awesome! And this will be the second annual.
Yes, the second
Tell
annual.
me now, how did last year's event go? Tell me about that. Give me
It
details.
went really well. We had about 2,500 people show up. We gave away close to 1,500 book bags. All of them had school supplies in it. There was a lot of fun things. We had bouncy houses.
Okay.
We had face painting. We had health screenings. We had vision testing. The Sheriff's Department did kids print. And one of the things that we were really proud of that we brought back this year is we it was, when we had our back to school event, it was directly after Fernando Castillo had been killed. And we wanted the kids in the community to have a good interaction with the police force. So all of the book bags will be handed out by law enforcement officers. And we thought, that was a good opportunity for some community policing and good interaction for the kids.
That is really good. And now you said this event will take place August the 6th from 2 to 5.
Yes, ma'am.
At Spirit Communications Park.
Yes,
but then you have one after that. Is that in Orangeburg?
Yeah, it's actually it'll be in Vance, which is in Orangeburg County. And we've been doing a back to school event in the Orangeburg area for 5 years now. That one is actually called the I Am Nonviolent Back to School Bash.
Okay.
And it was created also after the death of some individuals that we all knew, and it was something that we wanted to do to bring the community together, but also have the kids leave with bags and school supplies.
And you also partner with a transportation company to help individuals to get to the event?
Yes, ma'am. We partner with a company called Need a Lift Transportation, which Lucinda Lewis is a board member of our organization.
And I'm sorry, who was that again?
Lucinda Lewis.
Lucinda Lewis, okay.
And she's a board member on our organization, and she often supports us with travel assistance, and she'll do the same thing this year.
So if someone wanted to attend, if they don't have transportation, whether it's a parent, with their kids, how do they reach you or how do they reach her so they can make sure they're there?
We've been asking everybody to contact us through an email address that we have, thefirstdayfestival@gmail.com.
And I'm sorry, what was that? The First Day Festival?
@gmail.com.
Okay.
And if you did need assistance, you can send an email there. And we'd like to try to get a lot of the individuals in one location so that we don't have to pick them up from multiple places.
Okay.
Public transportation is readily available also to get to the baseball stadium. And then we'll try to get people, and then we'll go out and pick up groups.
Now, when you pick them up, is there a charge for the individual?
No, ma'am.
So should they reach out to you like days in advance before the event?
The sooner the better.
The sooner the better.
It makes it easier to coordinate.
How did that go last year? Was it? Did it go smoothly?
I think it went well. I think we could have obviously picked up more people, and we utilized the same thing at some of our other events. So it'll be a second time really giving it a good try. So hopefully we'll be able to get more people than we did last year.
Okay. This is really good because I think the community need to become more aware of the different things we have in our community. And a lot of times we miss out on information because either they're not watching the Meek Brown show, or they're not watching, the news, or maybe they don't, look at anything in the newspaper. So I think, my show is, it entertains as it informs, and so we're trying to give out information so that those who don't have a job, those who don't have transportation, they can get to these events.
Absolutely.
We need to get them out there.
I think another good thing about our event is we intentionally seek out vendors who provide services to disadvantaged people. So not only will you have the opportunity to get book bags, school supplies, health screenings, but also have fun, get haircuts. We'll have barbers there cutting hair.
Oh, awesome.
But we'll also have vendors that provide services. So you'll be able to walk around the stadium and visit somebody that might be able to assist you with financial aid for different issues. You'll have people out there that do counseling and different things like that. So it's, I think it's more than about the book bags and school supplies.
Okay, it sounds like it's enough to go around for everybody.
Absolutely.
So I don't know where you guys are going to be, but I know where I'm going to be on August the 5th. Excuse me, August the 6th from 2 to 5 p.m.
Absolutely.
And I have a son, so we definitely need a book bag. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers, as far as anything you haven't mentioned? If they want to help you volunteer, would they email you as well?
If you're looking to volunteer, the best way to go about it would be also to email thefirstdayfestival@gmail.com. But if you are looking to register, which allows us to actually put a backpack aside for you that will hold until 4 p.m., you can go to the website, which is firstdayfestival.com, or www.firstdayfestival.com, and you can register. You can also register to be a vendor at the website, or you can make a donation to the event as well.
Okay.
If any individuals want to donate school supplies, you can also contact us at the email address and we'll pick them up from you.
Okay. That sounds good. I might need help with that. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the Meek Brown Show today. I look forward to seeing you again. And if you have any other events that we need to get out to our community, please reach out to me so we can get the word out. Okay? Thank you so much. You're absolutely welcome. I hope you enjoyed the new season of the Meek Brown Show. Remember, this is the show that entertains as well as informs. We've had phenomenal guests on the Meek Brown Show today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. If you would like to be featured on the Meek Brown Show in the very near future, please email us at meekbrown@themeekbrownshow.info. Again, that's meekbrown@themeekbrownshow.info. We have so many great things coming up in the next couple of weeks. You do not want to miss them. Again, if you're not familiar where Spirit Communications Park is, please find out. This will be a phenomenal event that you recently heard about, and you do not want to miss that, especially if you have kids. That event will have so many different things for everybody, family. Bring out your mother, your cousin, but most of all, like I said, bring out your kids to get some free backpacks, okay? We're always doing things in the community, in the city of Columbia. You just have to find out where to locate them. And of course, one outlet is joining in on the Meek Brown Show. We hope you have enjoyed our show today. We look forward to seeing you again, same time, same place. And we do hope you have a very sweet, Meek week. If you'd like to advertise your business on the Meek Brown Show, you may also reach us at meekbrown@themeekbrownshow.info. It doesn't matter what business it is, local business, out-of-state business, international, we will have you featured on the Meek Brown Show. If you would like a media kit to be mailed to you, once again, email us, meekbrown@themeekbrownshow.info. We would love to hear from you. And don't forget, Meek Brown is continuing with her fashion show that's coming up soon. If there are any models who would like to participate in the Meek Brown Show, once again, email me, meekbrown@themeekbrownshow.info. We are waiting to hear from you.